Never heard of them.
I've heard the song, but I haven't heard of the band.
Okay. Make your hands clap, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's make our hands clap for this segment of Picks from the Press Box.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is season 4, week number 3, and we've got some good games that Ben picked for us to discuss this week.
They're pretty good.
But
I won't
before
lie.
we get to all that excitement, how'd we do last week, Big Ben?
We did much better than week 1. You got 7 out of 9. I got 6 out of 9. Not bad. For the year I had 9 out of 19. You have 11 out of 19.
Yeah, that's not too good, but
No.
maybe we'll do better. I hope you're doing better in school than that. Are you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Promise?
Yes.
Okay. So, any games that you want to talk about? Surprises from last week?
Let's talk about the Sumlin Bowl because someone's team did not show up to play.
And that's the Arizona team?
Yes, Arizona. They started coming back in the fourth quarter. Like, that's the worst time to come back.
And who beat them?
Houston.
Houston, yeah, that was pretty ragged. Houston played well and
They just obliterated them.
put it on them. So I want to talk about the A&M Clemson game, which was
Yes.
really exciting watching it on TV. And boy, I think the Aggies got a couple bad calls.
Yeah, we got robbed.
What's this we business?
A&M got robbed. That's what I meant by we.
Okay, well, I agree, and as just a disinterested third party, I thought the Aggies got lucky on a few plays, but they sure played well, and they played very inspired, and they got a couple bad calls. They could have easily won the game, but they looked a lot better than they did last year. What do you think?
Definitely. If we played Clemson last year, we probably would have lost by at least 20.
And then you got A&M has a big game coming up here soon against who they playing in 2 weeks. Oh boy, that should be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gonna have that on your list?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, let's. You want to move ahead and talk about the games for this week? But before we do that, let's give them the poll results.
Yes. So 66% of you guys agreed with me. 34 of you guys agreed with him, or 34% and 66%.
And what was the poll question?
The poll question was, does the national championship with the 4 teams now, did it help college football or did it not?
From the big picture.
From the get-go.
Is it good for college football or bad? So most of 2/3 of the people agreed with you that it does help. And only us 34% said agreed with me that it really hurts football from the big picture. So we're going to have another poll question at the end of the show for next week, and we thank everyone for their input and votes, and we want to hear from everybody next week. So let's get on to some picks there, big guy, for this week.
Heck yes. The ACC game of the week, we were going to do West Virginia, NC State, got canceled because of Hurricane Lawrence, I think. So, we have Duke Baylor in its placement.
Okay, well, I'm going to take Duke. I watched them play Northwestern last week, and I saw a little of Baylor, and I just don't know much about Baylor. I know they're rebuilding, and Duke seemed to play quite well against the Northwestern team, so I'm going to take Duke.
Yeah, I'm going to take Duke also. Baylor hasn't really excited me all that much this year. Duke looked really good against Northwestern, a good Northwestern team for say, and I think it's going to be not too close of a matchup, but give me Duke in the long run.
Okay. What do you have next there, big guy?
Big 12 game of the week. Some people could say maybe the second best game of the week. USC, Texas.
Ooh, second best game of the week. I don't know if I believe that, but I'm going to take USC because Texas has been very unimpressive now in their first two games. And USC, even though they got beat, they look like they're a little more balanced and stronger after a tough battle with Stanford. So that's what I think. What do you think?
I think USC is going to have so much passing rush, and since Texas' O-line is terrible, I think they're just not going to protect the quarterback at all, and I think there should at least be 5 sacks.
Ooh, that's a tough prediction. I sure read a couple articles in local newspapers about Tom Herman, and they weren't very complimentary so far. So I'm disappointed in the way they've played as well as, and I'm sure the Texas fans are also.
It's a Texas curse.
So what's next, Bubba?
Big Ten. This is the biggest game of the week. Ohio State, TCU, and Jerry World.
Oh, Jerry World, and your mom and I are going to be there.
So am I.
And it'll be. You're going too?
Yeah.
All right, you're a lucky boy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good game. I went and asked Uncle Scott what he thought since TCU had played SMU, and his North Texas team beat up on SMU. So Uncle Scott says Ohio State will win by 21 points.
Ooh, I think it's going to be a closer game than that. I think Ohio State is going to win, though. In the long run, I think they're going to have more talent than TCU. TCU's defense will be good, but I think Ohio State's offense is just too much better than TCU's defense.
Well, I think they'll win. Ohio State will win as well, but I think it'll be more like 10 points.
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
think Patterson will try to blitz the young quarterback, and they'll counter with short passes, slant passes, and Papa running back here and there in that offensive line, and surprise some people with their overall team speed. But TCU's got some fast players as well. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the TCU quarterback Robinson, that can run and pass, and not be a pocket passer to sit back there and have that defensive line just take shots at him. So it'll be fun to watch, and we'll be there at Jerry World. So watch for us on TV, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Next game.
Pac-12, Washington, Utah. Not the best game in the world, but this is going to be my upset. Washington really hasn't impressed me all this year so far. They did stay with Auburn, but I think they could have won that game and ended up not. So I think a night game at Utah is going to be closer than people expect.
So you're picking an upset. I'm going to take
Yes.
Washington. Browning's a good quarterback. They've got a good coach and team. They've got enough offense. I think they'll come out on top.
SEC game of the week, LSU, Auburn.
Ah,
This Battle of the Tigers, I think Auburn's defense isn't a good match for LSU's offense, and their quarterback that transferred from Ohio State, he's going to have his first real SEC test, and I think Jared Stidham will at least throw for 3 TDs.
so you're taking,
Auburn.
okay, I'm going to take Auburn too. I think they'll be a little stronger up front and a little more organized, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on.
Now we're in lightning round.
Lightning. Okay.
All right, first game, Alabama, Ole Miss.
Oh, easy. Alabama.
Alabama. They're gonna outscore them by 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Mizzou, Purdue.
Purdue hasn't been playing very well. I'll take Mizzou.
Yeah, give me Mizzou too. Everybody thought Purdue was going to be a little better, but they haven't. So give me.
They're close. They're just hurting themselves. They should have won last week. I watched that game. What's next?
Boise State, Okie State.
Don't know anything about either one. I'll just take a wild guess. I'll take Oklahoma State.
Give me Boise State. I think I'm pretty sure they're higher in the top 25. So I think Boise State's going to take the upset in Oklahoma State.
All right.
Next, you got Iowa State, OU.
Okay. I'm going to take OU. Too much talent, too much speed.
I'm going to take OU. I think they're going to bounce back from last year against Iowa State, and we'll see how it plays out.
Okay. And are we going to do BYU, Wisconsin?
Oh, yes, BYU, Wisconsin. I think this is going to be closer than people think, but give me Wisconsin.
Yeah, the Cheeseheads are too big in the offense and defense. I think they'll run the ball down their throats and win easily.
Yes.
Wisconsin is talented and well coached.
Yes.
Okay, so that's our picks
Yeah.
for this week. And now the poll question for the week is, I know we all watch a lot of college football on TV, and I'd like to know who you think, which network is the least biased and most biased in their broadcast style. And in other words, which network do you think is the most watchable versus the least watchable to the general fan, the neutral fan that doesn't have an interest in the teams going in? So the networks that we want to cover are
ABC and ESPN.
as consider them as the same network, and then then Fox.
Fox. NBC for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Big Ten Network, CBS, SEC Network, and Longhorn Network.
So I'll give you my answer first. I think the most watchable, unbiased presentation is by far ABC and ESPN.
I can agree with that.
And I think the least watchable is really a close tie between CBS and SEC Network. They're just, I just can't watch them.
Get out of here.
Oh!
The least watchable to me, Longhorn Network.
Oh.
Obviously, they're going to be the most biased. It's a network dedicated to Texas. They're going to be the most biased.
Well, I don't even watch the Longhorn Network, so I gave them an incomplete grade or no interest. But so if you throw out the Longhorn Network, who's
Definitely Fox. I do not like Fox broadcast.
Why?
Because they're front runners. They only like the team that's winning. Because in the Big Ten championship last year, I remember I was at your house and we had to watch it on an Ohio State broadcast because they were so bad.
Well, they are pretty bad, but still, I just can't even watch the SEC network. They're just so unfair and unbalanced. And Gary Danielson on the CBS network is horrible, and he's almost like watching the Stephen Colbert show at night on CBS. Just terrible, unwatchable.
I'm gonna say my number 2, the second most balanced, is CBS.
Boy, we disagree.
And then number 3, Big Ten Network. Number 4, SEC, and then number 5, NBC. The Michigan game, that really changed my perspective on NBC because, again, it's one team, Notre Dame. Obviously, they're just going to be going for Notre Dame. They're not as bad as the Longhorn Network, though. I'll say that.
All right. Well, there's some opinions. We'd like to hear yours. So just to simplify it, send us an email or...
There's a poll down below.
Okay, and just give us the one that you think is the most biased or least watchable versus the most watchable, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See if you agree with us. Otherwise, we'll see you next week, I hope. I may be traveling, so we'll have to see how we get together with Ben for the next week's show. We'll see you. Have fun. Watch some football. Bye.
Bye.